Thank you, John, and thanks everyone for coming over for dinner. Okay, it's not exactly like the potlucks we often host, but the idea is the same. The meal pools all of our resources, brings together an eclectic mix of friends, conversations are all over the map, and in the branded words of Liberty Hill, it is powered by you. Now, we all bring something to the table. For someone like me, who felt I had absolutely no skills whatsoever when I left my longtime identity as a performer to somehow be of service, I had no clue how being on a righteous path would pay my rent or be a career. I just knew I needed my work to feed my soul as my volunteer work did. Never in a million years did I imagine that would lead me to fundraising. But we all bring something to the table. My mom, who's here tonight, sure taught me the value of connecting with people. And as a dancer and an actress, I knew about hard work, coping with rejection, and the daily reach for an impossible goal. And when I fell into a campaign, having long harbored a passion for politics, it was just like putting on a show. Same kind of crazy people, same working into the wee hours of the night, same trying a new version of the dance every day, and same great reviews on opening night in a long run, or you tank and you close the next day. You win or you lose. Now, politics and campaigns changed my life, and it flung new doors wide open. Not just because I found steady work, yes, and not just because I met Parke, but because I felt my participation mattered. I had found common ground with so many wildly diverse people, and we were changing the world together. And it was energizing. Now, I was now in a community of folks who passionately felt it was their responsibility to make things better, like all of you do. Here at Liberty Hill, we call ourselves donor activists. We are both proudly. But I'd like to reach out to those supporting tonight basically because one of the honorees reeled you in. What do these Liberty Hill people mean when they keep saying to us, invest in change, not charity? It's really pretty simple. We support efforts that develop sustainable tools for communities to make their own change. And like all investments, we're looking for a multiplier effect. That's why we do these kinds of gatherings. We give money to these efforts because everyone deserves the opportunities people like us have, the same possibilities to thrive that our children have. We're putting our money where our mouths are, and many of us are very mouthy. Now, the secret so many of us lifers already know, it just feels really good to work for and financially support the greater good. It feels right. It's hopeful. It's useful. And there's never buyer's remorse. But still, we all have to make choices. So I ask you, what will those choices be for you? What will you bring to this table? See, we need this to be a really good first date because, frankly, systemic change is a long-term deal, and we need you to commit to this relationship. As for my committed relationships, thank you to my family, including my soon-to-be 90-year-old dad, for coming from all parts of the country to be here tonight. For supporting me to make my own changes and make the community of progressive activism my own. Thank you to Jasper and Zora for putting up with my particular craziness in the last months. Okay, your entire lives. And for making us the proudest parents ever. Thank you to Liberty Hill for honoring us, and to all the social justice and movement workers here tonight who are righteously devoting your lives to change and equity. Thank you to all of our friends and associates that we hit up tonight and who paid up, and the rest of you here that obviously paid up too. And I want to give a special shout out to all my colleagues at the Advancement Project. This is a civil rights advocacy organization where I now work, and as well, my former colleagues at the Western Center on Law and Poverty back there. Thank you. And finally, thank you to Parke, who reached out his hand and said, join me. So I bought him a big pasta bowl on one of our first dates, so our table together would be able to generously hold all the ingredients, and our lives are full to overflowing. So join us at the table. But tell me what you're bringing, because a good fundraiser always needs to close the deal. Thank you.
Wow. I feel a lot like Tom Sawyer attending his own funeral, but here I am, alive. There's so many people I could thank who are here, so I won't thank any of them, except to say thank you, all of you. You know who you are. Thank you. Alison and I have a long history with Liberty Hill. In fact, when we married, we made Liberty Hill an option for those who wanted to give us a wedding present, and I'm proud to say that 27 community organizing projects received either a blender or a fondue set. What's with this slogan for Liberty Hill? Everyone thinks it's so great. Change, not charity. It should be dollars, not change. The point is that, I mean, really, the point is that Liberty Hill has been an integral part of our marriage, our partnership, and our family from the very beginning. That's one of the reasons this award is so meaningful to me. But my history with Liberty Hill goes back even further. 1978. I'm not sure Alison was even alive then. Me, I was a 22-year-old, fairly indifferent philosophy student at UCLA. Yay! 8 clap. I had a full beard, long, stringy, unkempt hair, still unkempt. People would frequently stop me on the streets, mistaking me for Grigorky Rasputin. And through a bizarre... It's true. And through a bizarre set of circumstances, I found myself involved in the renters' rights movement in Santa Monica. There's some Santa Monica people here. We had an electoral strategy, but soon realized that we needed to be able to deal with the immediate fact that hundreds of families were being evicted and priced out of their homes. We needed to organize tenant unions, building by building, to help people fight back until we could pass the rent control law. And we needed to be able to fund this work. We heard of this new group called Liberty Hill. They had this teeny office in the steeple of the church in Ocean Park, the left's answer to Quasimodo. We had no staff, no plan, no organization actually, but we had a compelling passion and a real problem to tackle. And we asked Liberty Hill to help fund our tenant organizing project. And to our complete and utter astonishment, they agreed. I became the organizer, creating about 100 tenant unions across the city. The people we organized, the leaders who emerged, became the core activist base that passed the rent control law in 1979. And over time, that movement metamorphosed into a grassroots political organization, Santa Monicans for Renters' Rights, that has held power for over 3 decades and made Santa Monica a national model for progressive community action. But that's Liberty Hill for you. They push the envelope, they test the boundaries, they take chances, and they give people the tools they need to fight back. They are singular, they are a treasure. No one else does the vital work that Liberty Hill does. So thank you, Liberty Hill. Next year, you really should honor yourself.